We're back again. Let's continue. Now we're at the entry A-bomb. A-bomb. A-bomb is a countable noun, and A-bomb is an atomic bomb. Fair enough. Next entry. Abominable. Adjective. Abominable. Something that is abominable is very unpleasant or bad. Sample sentence. The president described the killings as an abominable crime. Abominable crime. New collocation learned. The president described the killings as an abominable crime. The president described the killings as an abominable crime. The president described the killing as an abominable crime. An abominably is adverb variant. Abominably. Sample sentences. Chloe has behaved abominably. Misbehaving has been behaving abominably, terribly. Sorry. Chloe has behaved abominably. Chloe has behaved abominably. Chloe has behaved abominably. It can be useful. Behave abominably. Behave very unpleasantly. Very unpleasantly. Wallace was often abominably rude. It's terribly rude. It's unpleasantly rude. It's very, very rude. I guess it can be used to emphasize the degree of something negative, like abject poverty, abject failure, something that is abominably bad or abominably rude, a manner, abominable manners, abominably rude. Wallace was often abominably rude. Wallace was often abominably rude. Wallace was often abominably rude. Next entry. Abomination, the opponent of hope. Abomination. 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 Abomination, countable noun. If you say that something is an abomination, you think that it is completely unacceptable. So if something is an abomination, it is totally unacceptable. Are you an abomination? I hope not. An abomination, something that is completely unacceptable, like the crime, like the serial killings. Next entry, aborigine, aboriginal, aborigines, countable noun, first sense. An aborigine is an Australian aborigine. Aboriginal. This entry is aboriginal, and adjective is a noun. It's referring to an Australian aborigine. So what is aborigine? ABORIGINE instead of NAL. So it's right below this entry, aborigine. An aborigine is a member of the tribes that were living in Australia when Europeans arrived there. So it's the people who originally lived in Australia when Europeans arrived there. Like the original inhabitants, the original people who lived there. Australian An Aboriginal is an Australian Aborigine. A sample sentence. The islands are considered by the West Coast Aboriginals to be the place where time began, like the origin of anything, the place where time began. The islands are considered by the West Coast Aboriginals to be the place where time began. The islands are considered by the West Coast Aboriginals The islands are considered by the West Coast Aboriginals to be the place where time began. The islands were considered by the West Coast Aboriginals to be the place where time began. Second sense of Aboriginal is an adjective. Aboriginal means belonging or relating to the Australian Aborigines, like Aboriginal art, relating to Australian Aborigines. Aboriginal art, not R but Aboriginal art. The third sense is also an adjective. The Aboriginal people or animals of a place are ones that have been there from the earliest known times, or that were there before people or animals from other countries arrived. Again, it's like the original inhabitants of a place. The people or animals who originally lived in there, before anyone else arrived there or before it is known by all other people. The original inhabitants. No sample sentences for this, but I think it's a good word to remember. The Aboriginal people, the Aboriginal animal, the Aboriginal species. Next entry is Aborigine that we mentioned above. Aborigine, Aborigine. Plural from Aborigines, countable noun, but it's usually plural. Aborigines are members of the tribes that were living in Australia where Europeans arrived there. So one of the Aboriginals of the tribes, like a pack of people who live together, who share the similar living styles. Tribe. Tribe is sometimes used to refer to a group of people of the same race, language, and customs, especially in a developing country. Some people disapprove of this use, so we need to be very careful when using this word. It should be a better alternative to the word tribe, like race. Yes, you have the same skin color, same living style, same language, same customs. Let's use race instead of the word tribe if it doesn't show disapproval. Nope. Race, where major groups can be divided into according to the physical features such as the color of their skin. Tribe, like a race, tribe. Just in general, a group of similar people living together, and they share some common features like languages, race, and customs. Tribes. Next entry, abort, A-B-O-R-T. Abort, aborting, aborted. It's a verb for the first sense. If an unborn baby is aborted, the pregnancy is ended deliberately and the baby is not born alive. So premature baby is dead. The pregnancy is ended deliberately. So like it's like the mother and its life deliberately before it can be born after 9 months or 10 months. Formal, her lover walked out on her after she had aborted their child. What does it mean by walked out on? Walk out on. Walk out on, to abandon or desert. Or desert. The verb is pronounced desert. Desert.
Desert.
Desert. The noun is pronounced desert. 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 But we're dealing with a verb here, so.
Desert.
Yes, in British, it's pronounced desert. Desert. Instead of dessert.
Desert.
Desert. Desert. To walk out on, to abandon, to leave it, to leave her. So the woman's boyfriend abandoned her after she aborted their child. Oh, such a tragedy. Her lover walked out on her after she had aborted their child. Her lover walked out on her after she had aborted their child. Her lover walked out on her after she had aborted their child. Her lover walked out on her after she had aborted their child. Next sample sentence. Tissue from aborted fetuses. A bit disgusting. Tissue, body tissue from aborted fetuses. Like a fetus is like a newborn baby. Fetus, Fetus. Fetus.
Fetus.
A fetus is an animal or human being in its later stages of development. Before it's not even born. It's not even born. It's still in. What's the word? It's still in its mother's uterus. It's not yet born. A fetus. Fetus tissue. Well, a bit. There's no word. I can't find the right word to describe my feeling. Describing sounds a little bit disrespectful. It's a bit I'm sorry, please tell me the right word if you know. Unpleasant. Yes, unpleasant. That might be a little bit disrespectful as well. But let's move on. Tissue from aborted fetuses. Tissue from aborted fetuses. Tissue from aborted fetuses. The second sense, if someone aborts a process, plan, or activity, they stop it before it has been completed. So you just stop in the middle of a process or in the middle of an activity if you aborts an activity, aborts a process. Sample sentence, the decision was made to abort the mission. The decision was made to abort the mission. The decision was made to abort the mission. So the mission is cancelled or paused. Or most likely cancelled in the middle when it's not yet completed. Abortion, next entry, abortion, abortion, is a variable noun. If a woman has an abortion, she ends her pregnancy deliberately so that the baby is not born alive. Again, it's the noun variant of the noun variant definition of abortion. His girlfriend had an abortion. His girlfriend had an abortion. The girl should be worried about her lover walking out on her. His girlfriend had an abortion. His girlfriend had an abortion. His girlfriend had an abortion. Next entry. Abortionist. Abortionist. Abortionists. abortionist. First sense. An abortionist is someone who performs abortions, usually illegally. So you're illegally aborting your child. If you're doing this, then you're an abortionist. Abortionist. The second sense, see also anti-abortionist. I'm guessing it means someone, the group of people who oppose the idea of abortions. Next entry, abortive. abortive. Adjective. An abortive attempt or action is unsuccessful. An abortive attempt or action is unsuccessful. Formal. Hopefully my attempt to read through the Concord Dictionary is not abortive. It's not an abortive attempt. Hopefully not. It's used formally. Sample sentence, an abortive attempt to prevent the current president from taking office. To prevent the president from succeed, from keep doing its job, to keep its post, taking office. To proceed its post as the president. The post. No, office. If someone holds office, it's like a position in a job in the government. They have an important job or position of authority. President's 10 years in office. The president has been serving for 10 years. No, to mark an office where a head has planned it. It's about to have served the government for 10 years. They're fed up. They've had enough with politicians and want to vote them out of office. Hold office. Shall continue its job as a president for 5 years of a second term of office. So after 4 years or 5 years, that President Johnson continues to be the president of the country for Vietnam. He ran for office. An abortive attempt to prevent the current president from taking office. To prevent the current president from entering his second term of office. From continuing to be the president. An abortive attempt, but it fails because it's abortive. It's an abortive attempt. An abortive attempt to prevent the current president from taking office. An abortive attempt to prevent the current president from taking office. An abortive attempt to prevent the current president from taking office. Let's continue the next video.